Hi guys, Sifu Adalik, Master Instructor at Kung Fu at Home and Niagara Kung Fu Academy, and I want to talk to you today about something that really makes me cringe every time I see it. I'm talking about the WWE punch, and that's kind of a joking term. I don't really watch the WWE, not anymore, not since it became WWE from WWF, purely by coincidence. But anyway, the point is, WWE punch is a kind of a cheeky way to explain a punch in Kung Fu when it's done very, very poorly, with no root, right? One of the differences in traditional Kung Fu compared to more contemporary Wushu styles is the root that you see. A lot of times when you see, older masters, when they demonstrate, they tend to be very rooted. They're not jumping up, flying around, spinning. They spend more time with their feet on the ground, and because of that, they have more of a root, meaning they're harder to move, and they're in a better position to move someone else, right? So that's because of years of training, right? And seeking low stances, and not so much, with the jumping and the spinning and all that stuff. But the WWE punch, what I mean by that is when you watch WWE wrestling and they're in combat, right? And it's choreographed, not kind of choreographed, but they're not intentionally trying to hurt each other, they're trying to entertain an audience. So the punches are not really rooted. So what they do when they punch is they stomp on the punch, right? And it makes it kind of a, makes a noise, but ultimately, aside from the noise, what it's doing is you're hitting someone without a root. So you can still be hitting them, and it makes a sound, but the root isn't behind it, so it's going to do less damage, right? Now take that and apply to combat. If you're going to hit someone in real life because you need to defend yourself, you want it to hurt. So taking that root away would actually be, again, be working against you. You wouldn't want to do that. So you've got to make sure you differentiate, what's entertainment, what's fake, and what's real. And you don't want your real punches to be like fake punches with no root and no power. So what I see all the time is people will do this, like a technique, say, for example, coming down from a crane stance. So they're throwing one technique up here, and then they're stepping down and throwing a punch. And what happens is, what they do is they fall on the punch, right? Now if you're not really looking at it, you're not looking for it, it's hard to see. But it's draining a lot of power in that actual contact on the strike. I'll show it again. You're coming down from that crane, and you're throwing a punch in. You see, if I connect my foot and punch at the same time, it's like stomping on a punch. There's no root, there's no body. The power from a punch comes from the whole body, right? It starts at the feet. The feet torque, the knees turn, the hips turn, and the hip fires off the punch, and that's where you get your full body power. Whereas if you're doing that in the air and landing on a punch, all that root is gone. So whenever you're throwing a strike, you want to make sure you have the body behind that strike, right, in everything you do. So here's a simple drill you can practice to make sure you're doing that right? Just start in your horse stance, just like that, okay? And then pull your leg up and throw your left punch, or palm, or whatever technique you feel comfortable doing, okay? And then step down, and then throw your punch. And now if you've connected your foot first, you've got a good root, and you're going to have the most power in that punch. Right? Watch again. So I'm pulling up in my crane stance, doing whatever it's doing. Could be a clear, a hook, a block, or whatever. Okay. After that hand is out, I step down first and then launch my punch, and you've got full body. Okay. If you don't do that, if you're throwing here and then falling on the punch, right, you're losing that power. So make sure you feel that root in every technique. And it doesn't matter if you're studying Mantis or any other Kung Fu style. You want to make sure you have that root, and watch for that. Okay. Every place you find that you're falling on a technique, okay, try to make sure you root first, and then your Kung Fu will be good. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found that useful and valuable. And don't forget to click on the subscribe button down there. Every time you watch one of my videos without subscribing, a baby mantis somewhere in the world dies. So make sure you subscribe. And if you like this content and would like to get a lot more of it, I made a free little 8-day Kung Fu course with some good techniques in it. I can email them to you. Just sign in on the link at the bottom. Sign in, and I'll email you a lesson every morning for the next week. All right, I'll talk to you soon.